What's up, people of YouTube? This is warlord bringing you guys another video to my channel, and today we are playing some Black Ops 4. Now, obviously, I'm bringing you guys another rushing route guide due to the title and the thumbnail of this video. But before we get into all of that, I do want to ask you guys to go ahead and hit the like button, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new. Every like, every sub counts. We are on that grind to 800, and I would really appreciate it if you could do that for me. Now, let's go ahead and get into the video. So if you're new to the Rushing Route Guide series, this is basically just a series that I do where I cover the best possible routes to run to get either into the most engagements, flank, or have like the best advantage for bomb plant sites and lines of sight on that, stuff like that. So I don't break down each individual location on the map for each game mode, but I do show you the best routes that I like to run, and then you can use those in whatever way you wish to in whichever game mode you're playing. So to start out here, I think we all know that this side of the map is the most hectic. And if you're just wanting to get straight into the action on this side of the map here on Arsenal, obviously going up these steps and just peeking out this window, or going up here using this head glitch or this head glitch, or sitting up here is the best way to do it if you're just wanting to get into a gunfight really quick. But if you're wanting to stay alive, if you're wanting to flank, get a bunch of kills in a row, I recommend on this side of the map coming straight through these doors and using these vents. And this works on both sides of the map, but always be aware because people will come up these vents on the other side too. It's usually nice if you have a suppressor because they don't expect it. But yeah, I usually kill anybody who comes through here, and then I'll either creep through this way or I'll creep through this way. If there's multiple people in this vent, I usually go through that way right there. But yeah, don't be that person that sits in the vents all game long, but definitely use them to navigate the map to where people won't expect you to be there. But yeah, you come right out here. You're going to have some nice shots. You might have to be careful if somebody's sitting on this head glitch, but you're definitely going to be able to take anybody standing here or up here by surprise, or even using this area. Sometimes people sit there. And you might be able to catch the people coming out of this doorway. So that's a really good spot to come out of. But if you come out of the vent that's in here, you would drop down just right here from this vent. This is probably the way that I prefer to go, just because people really aren't going to expect you. You just have to be careful, because when you're looking out this vent, sometimes people are sitting over here waiting for it. They're waiting to see people going through the vent, or they're looking this way, or there's people sitting over here, and they're going to watch you drop down from that vent. So you have to be kind of careful, but if there's nobody in here, this is definitely one of the best ways to go, because you come through here and you get all these people off guard, you know, looking in the wrong direction or coming through these doors. And they're both good ways to get a few easy, quick kills. Now, anything that has to do with this room isn't bad. So if you are just going to push through from this spawn and just go straight into this room, it's not bad. It's just this room can be highly populated sometimes. One thing that I recommend is if you're really just not wanting to get into a gunfight, this entire side of the map is very rarely used. So going over here, you know, you might run into a person trying to get into this room, because a lot of people do like to sit in here and head glitch this little like doorway window thing. But you might be able to catch some people off guard coming up here. And then just straight down here, I mean, it just gives you such a great advantage on anybody coming up these stairs, and it takes you right back into this room, and boom. I would kind of stay away from dropping down here just because you might flip the spawns, and you don't really want to do that. Unless that's your plan, then it works. But ultimately, all the fighting is going to go on in this area and right down there. So getting the flank on people in this general area is always going to be the best. I would recommend always using assault rifles on this map. You can get away with an SMG, but like I said, most of the gunfights go down here. You're going to be picking people off from these distances. I would recommend just staying to an assault rifle and sticking with it that way. Maybe the Maddox, if that's your cup of tea, or even the Vapor like I'm using right now. These are good ARs for this map, as long as you're not getting in super long gunfights. If you're staying in these areas and you're just fighting people across these long stretches, ICR is good. Rampart is decent. The KN is pretty good at that as well, and those are probably the best weapons for you to use for like the longer range engagements. And of course the DMRs are pretty good as well. Anyways, that's all I really have for that side of the map. Let's go ahead and talk about this side of the map. And honestly, this side of the map isn't going to be too much different. Obviously, it's pretty symmetrical. You can use this to get up into the flank of over there and come up behind people. Although it's a little bit different because when you come out of these vents over here, you do have to worry about everybody running through this door instantly off the spawn, and then people sitting up here are going to have a pretty big advantage over you. So spawning on that side and trying to use the vents doesn't work as well in my personal opinion. I like to use the doorways over here. So, you know, I'll hit these vents up, or I'll just go through the main doors and do the same thing that I usually do. Pick somebody off who's coming up here. They almost always do. Somebody wants to camp these vents constantly. And then just try and drop down here and try putting this team into a spawn trap. Because if you could get them spawning back here and back here, it is absolutely disgusting. The way that I figured out how to keep them from flipping is you don't want to get too close to the door. You just want to stay kind of in this general area. Try not to go up the stairs. Just stick back here a little bit. You know, pick a couple people off. Run around this corner here. And then try and get some more people coming around these corners. That is always the most successful route that I've seen and that I've used on this map. It gets me the best results. And if your team's working well with you, if they're all competent, then it shouldn't be too bad trying to get them pushed back into a spawn trap. This spot right here is really nice. I'm sure you guys have used it. But if your team really has them pushed back into their spawn and you've already got 2 teammates or 3 teammates over here, sitting right here is really nice because they'll start to flood around these corners eventually, especially if you have like the Annihilator or something. Really easy, cheap, quick kills from right there. And yeah, so that is definitely the best place to go on this side of the map. And I would just recommend, if you play this map is built for kills. And when the game first came out, I really did not like this map, but it is really built for spawn trapping and just absolutely dominating other teams. So if you're really good at getting loads of kills, then this is definitely going to be a good map for you. But this room is crucial to control, and then having, if you're on that side spawning, having this room right here is pretty crucial to keep them spawn trapped back there, and making sure that you have your team decently pushed up here. But you don't want the entire team being pushed up, because then the spawns will flip, and then you're going to have people shooting you in the back, and that's never fun. But those are the best tips that I have for this map, honestly. This is probably the most simple map in Black Ops 4, I would say. Like I said at first, it was super confusing. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But the more that I played it, it just meshes really well with assault rifles, which is definitely my play style. So it's a very simple map. It's very easy to learn how to get a lot of kills on it. It's just literally holding down this strip and then holding whatever spawn they're in. Like, if they're spawning back there and you're wanting to keep them in your spawn and you're spawning over here, a really good thing to do is just kind of keep this area locked down. You want teammates to be sitting up here on this head glitch. You want teammates to be sitting over here. And you want them to just keep flooding from these doors right here and this stairway. And if you can keep that held down and make sure that they don't flank you, I mean, you've got a pretty good setup. So if you play with your friends, let them know about this video, show them what's going on, and hopefully you guys can get some really high kill gameplays. Anyways, guys, that was all for this map. I hope you enjoyed it. Twitter and Facebook links will be down in the description as always. Please remember to hit the like button. Like I said, it really helps. It really helps me grow my channel. And deuces.